Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I've got the oven warming up. I'm about to cook some bacon, but first I'm going to do this video for you. This is CoinStats. They said, what does this mean? Here, let me pull it up. They said, what does this mean? Bitcoin's going down while all of the altcoins, this is what they call them, altcoins. I think Bitcoin is going to be an altcoin before long, but what does this mean? And I said, I'll tell you what it means. It means the Bitcoin regulatory monopolies days are numbered. That's what it means. Don't take my word for it. Here's Charles Hoskinson.
On the regulatory,
when you hear regulations, you need to hear ending of the Bitcoin regulatory monopoly.
on the regulatory side, we actually have the U.S. government being a good party in trying to get things along. So there's a bicameral working group with the Senate, Congress. There's a crypto czar, there's an all-of-government approach. We will see legislation very quickly for stablecoins and for asset classification. So that's the first thing that's awesome because it merges the TradFi and Web3 world together. We can actually get them to be one family. On the regulatory...
All right. But it's not just him. This is the Coinbase CLO.
Coinbase is now in the clear from this misguided lawsuit brought by the SEC nearly 2 years ago. But what's more important is that crypto in America and the American economy is in the clear of 4 years of misguided policy under the approach of former SEC Chair Gary Gensler. Rather than putting America first, he had America follow. Other countries have raced ahead.
You know, like China. I always asked, who was Gary working for? Because he wasn't working for the American people. Look at this. Bitcoin is only at 3% adoption in 2025, just like the internet in 1990, social media in 2005, and online banking in 1996, according to River's latest research. And I said, if Bitcoin's at 3%, with the Bitcoin Wall Street CNBC marketing machine constantly pumping it over the last 10 years, while it had a regulatory monopoly given to it by the government by leaving it alone and calling only it a commodity, the whole Bitcoin market cap is fake, folks. If you had just ask yourself, if you think I'm wrong, just ask yourself the question. If they had declared all of these things commodities together, and you had a level playing field, would the market look like it does now? No, it would not. So the marketing machine constantly pumping it over the last 10 years while ignoring digital assets with real utility like XRP, then most utility alts have a 1% adoption at most. I would say XRP has less than 1% for a lot of reasons. It's been tied up in a lawsuit. They've been holding that over its head. One thing that drives me up the wall is listening to these people talking about ETFs. They're talking about Litecoin and Solana, and they're like, "Oh, Litecoin and Solana, those guys, you know, they're probably going to get an ETF first because they're, you know, Ripple's got that lawsuit they're under." And what I say when I hear that is, I'm like, well, why haven't Solana and Litecoin been under a lawsuit? When they were going after crypto, why didn't they go after Solana and go after Litecoin? They could have easily gone after Litecoin. The founder of that, the Lee guy, he dumped all of his Litecoin. I mean, they could have easily gone after that. And the answer to that question is regulatory capture and corruption, folks. It's not a coincidence that the same Wall Street machine that's been pumping Bitcoin all these years, they were doing the same with Ethereum until ETHgate was uncovered. Then they shifted to Solana, and now they're adding SUI to the batch. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with any of those. Ethereum, Solana, SUI, they're all great. It's not that. It's that we've had regulatory capture in many forms that they've been holding over XRP's head and Ripple's head all this time, and it's about to be gone. Today, Bitwise head of research Ryan Rasmussen said 53% of wealth managers plan to allocate crypto in client accounts as they presented the case for Bitcoin to 350 wealth managers. The reason they're going around presenting Bitcoin only to to all of these wealth managers and all these states and trying to talk the U.S. into doing the Bitcoin only strategic reserve. It's very simple. They know they've had a Bitcoin regulatory monopoly from the government. They need some other special designation from the government or from states or from Wall Street. They need some special designation because they know that the altcoins with real utility that actually work are coming, and Bitcoin will not be able to compete on that. They have to have something that's government given, government given. That's what they want in order to have some kind of thing that makes Bitcoin special, because it just is not. That's the dirty little secret. Anybody that's paying attention knows that. Here's Lark Davis.
There's about 10 more altcoin ETF applications for stuff like Cardano and Polkadot, and those will be the next speculations of getting approved, and those prices will pump. Altcoins will receive mainstream attention, mainstream recognition through ETFs. FOMO will be inevitable, and the FOMO is a powerful force, pulling in retail and institutional investors, dumping billions of dollars into these coins. If 2025 turns out to be the year of altcoin ETFs, then we could be on the brink of the biggest shift, the biggest trade that crypto's ever seen. And ironically, you need to be exposed to these big market cap dino coins.
All right. I don't call them dino coins. They were calling XRP a dino coin, and then it went from 50 cents to like $3 and something. And all of a sudden, oh, we were wrong. Raoul Paul, we were wrong. Senator Cynthia Loomis says, I gear up for the first digital asset subcommittee hearing. Here's what to know. This is the first step towards bipartisan legislation. We'll hear from experts who will shape policy on market structure and stablecoins. Stay tuned for live stream details. Yes, this is a big deal. That might be a thumbnail. And then Uniswap. In April, SEC issued a Wells notice claiming that Uniswap Labs operated as an unregistered broker, operated in an exchange, and issued an unregistered security. As of yesterday, that investigation has officially been closed, and the SEC is taking no enforcement action. This is a huge win for DeFi and reaffirms what we've always known, that the technology will build, that we build is on the right side of the law, and our work is on the right side of history. Then we got this. Fred Rispoli has commented on the Ripple SEC case. He says, I don't know why SEC versus Ripple is still going, considering other major cases, especially Coinbase, have been dropped. Clearly, the absence of Paul Atkins did not worry the current 3-member SEC commission on those large litigation issues. My best guess is that given the $125 million judgment, that is real money that Uyeda and Pierce do not want to have responsibility for modifying. Not a great excuse, shows cowardice, but it does make sense, some sense. The case is over regardless, either now or in a few months. And then this guy asked him, is it not simply that this is more complicated to unravel an already closed case? No, could be this simple. Ripple, we drop our appeal, you drop yours, you keep the $125 million. SEC staff, okay, Uyeda, Pierce, Crenshaw, how are you voting? SEC commission 2-1 in favor. Crenshaw is gone soon, I believe, but she'll be doing the voting. She was one of Gary's minions. And then we got this. Look at this from Jason Cousins. He replied to this Tucker Carlson video on gold. It says, Tucker Carlson, as well as a store of value, gold is transactional, a medium of exchange. Now with GlintPay, that's one of my sponsors, and there are now 20 plus U.S. states working on legislation to mandate gold as official legal tender, i.e. currency, using their constitutional right, Article 1, Section 10, Clause 1. This choice will help protect people against inflation and other threats in the financial system. And I said, look what states are doing with gold, while Bitcoin keeps getting rejected by states as a reserve. Bingo. And remember when I told you that Donald Trump built his entire brand on gold, and all this stupid talk from Senator Loomis and all these people about trying to talk the government into selling our gold and buying Bitcoin instead, how crazy that was? Well, the same guy that built his brand on gold, listen to what he's doing.
We're going to be doing something else that's going to be very, very good. We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship. And wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful.
How about them apples, folks? He didn't sell them. He's not giving them a Bitcoin card. Look at this from Monica Long. This was a tweet from Bloomberg. PayPal plans to integrate its stablecoin into more of its products this year in an effort to address all of its merchants' needs through a single platform. And then Monica Long says, sounds familiar. That's what Ripple's doing. Look, I posed the question, I posed the idea, could it be that Brad Garlinghouse is big balls? Actually, I'm joking, but this is a great write-up on Brad Garlinghouse. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but it starts here. 2006, one man wrote a memo that destroyed his career. I don't know about that, but Silicon Valley blacklisted him. Yahoo executives mocked him. Wall Street ignored him. Then Yahoo collapsed exactly as he predicted. Now he's back with an even bigger prediction. 2003, it gives Brad Garlinghouse's whole history if you want to go through and look at this. An interesting thread. Okay, in daixrp.com or in the YouTube group, they're the same group, just different ways for you to join. YouTube, go to below this video and click the join button, or you can go to daixrp.com to do it through Patreon, whichever you prefer. We're going to talk about the recent market crash and the manipulation that is going on. Remember, folks, all the things we just talked about are coming. And make no mistake, you're going to see, Greg Kidd said it in the clip I played yesterday, you're going to see a lot of manipulation. You're going to see pullbacks. That's part of the game. Keep your eye on the ball, folks. What I'm doing, I can't tell you what to do because I'm not a financial advisor, but what I'm doing is I'm taking small amounts of money so that I can buy all these dips and buy them all the way down, even if it goes further than I thought, because I am ready, folks. And so I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Here we go.